Imagine you're 18, you just graduated, you're playing college ball now, and it's the 4th of July. You and your boys take a boat out to a barrier island for the day. Sun, water, no worries. Around 3 o'clock, the boat starts taking on water. Everybody heads back to shore. You decide to stay behind, figuring you'll catch a ride in with the next group. Somewhere in that window, you're in video arguing with someone. You can be heard saying, "Give me my phone. What are you doing?" You never make it home. And the phone you were fighting for, it leaves the island with someone else. That's where the Nolan Will case stands for 6 days. And it just got a lot more complicated. Nolan Xavier Wells, an 18-year-old of 8 Springs, Mississippi, a wide receiver who just wrapped his freshman year at Southwest Mississippi Community College after starring at Ocean Springs High School. On July 4, Wells went out to Horn Island, a barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast, reachable only by boat, with no staff or facilities on site. He was with a group of friends, including 3 young white men. Around 3 p.m., the boat they'd arrived on started taking on water. The group headed back to the mainland. Wells stayed behind, planning to catch a ride with a different group later. He was last seen near the island's north end. His mother, Christine Wansley, reported him missing that night around 12 a.m. A multi-agency search followed. Jackson County's Sheriff Office, U.S. Coast Guard, Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, the National Park Service, and the volunteer group, the United Cajun Navy. On July 6, a park ranger found a body in the water off the island's northwestern tip. The Jackson County coroner confirmed via dental records the next day that it was Wells. This is where the story shifted. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump, appearing alongside Reverend Al Sharpton and the Wells family in New York, said his team obtained video showing what he described as an argument involving Wells shortly before he disappeared. In it, Crump says Wells can be heard saying, "Give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing?" Other young people who were present reportedly identified the voice as Wells. Crump and Sharpton say Wells' cell phone and keys ended up with one of 3 young white men who were on the island and later left. That person did not disclose having the phone. The family says they located it themselves using a location tracking app. According to the press conference, when the family reviewed the phone, once it was returned, they found no Snapchat photos or videos on either of Wells' accounts, which his mother says was unusual because he routinely documented gatherings like this one. Crump also raised a process concern. Normally, in a death investigation, law enforcement takes custody of a phone like this and runs the forensic examination first. In this case, he says that sequence has been reversed, with the family side pushing for their own forensic review alongside an independent autopsy. Part of the family says they don't trust how Mississippi authorities have handled this case so far. A state medical examiner already performed an autopsy. Results haven't been released. The family, with funding, help from Colin Kaepernick, arranged an independent autopsy conducted by a coroner in Washington, D.C., with no ties to Mississippi authorities. Results were delayed by flight disruptions, but were expected imminently as of Friday. The family, with the funding from Colin Kaepernick, arranged an independent autopsy conducted by a coroner in Washington, D.C., with no ties to Mississippi authorities. Results were delayed by flight disruptions, but they were expected imminently as of Friday. Investigators have suggested Wells may have drowned. Crump and the family has strongly pushed back on that, pointing out Wells was a strong swimmer and a serious athlete. Sharpton was blunt about the racial dynamic. One black teenager ended up dead after a boat trip with 3 young white men, and it's those 3 who ended up with his phone and keys. Actor and director Tyler Perry is helping cover funeral costs for Wells. This press conference was framed by the family and Crump as a call for a transparent investigation, not a protest, and a funeral is being planned alongside it. If a protest is going to happen, that will be announced at a later time. As of July 10, the official cause of death still hasn't been released. What's new and confirmed by multiple outlets, there's audio of Wells arguing over his phone shortly before he vanished. That phone and his keys left the island with someone else. And the family is now running a parallel, independently funded investigation because they don't trust how Mississippi authorities have handled things so far. What I flagged above is press conference detail only. I'll keep tracking and update once it's independently confirmed. So we are anxiously waiting on those toxicology results. I will say that the medical examiner, the coroner office in this case, she has fallen under scrutiny. I did mention that in the previous video. They are expecting to get some results from their own independent findings, and we are looking and wanting justice for Nolan Wells. If you have got any information out of this video, if this is your first time, your second or fifth time, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your comments down in the below.